It's my truck. Hi, I'm Dennis Gage, and welcome to My Classic Car. Well, this week we're in Greenwood, Washington, just about 10 miles north of downtown Seattle for the Greenwood Car Show. This is an amazing gathering. Pulls about 800 cars and tens of thousands of people to the beautiful main boulevard in Greenwood. I'm telling you, it's a killer show. Beautiful day. Of course, it's always sunny in Seattle. Let's get around and check out some of these Pacific Northwestern rides. That's one bad mamma jamma. I don't see a carburetor. I don't understand. Jerry, how you doing, man?
I'm doing really well.
You know, I always heard this was a pretty big show. This is a pretty big show.
Biggest one-day show in Washington.
It is crazy. I mean, I'd seen pictures before, you know, of this crush of people down Greenwood Avenue. I didn't believe it.
Yeah?
There's a
It's pretty amazing.
There's a crush of people down Greenwood Avenue.
Yeah.
This is insane.
I turned around one year, looked up the street and went, oh my God, I'm in charge of this?
What was I thinking?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so this is like the 24th year.
Yeah.
And you pull how many cars?
700 to 800.
700 to 800 cars. And this entire mile and a half is just full of people.
It is a mile and a half, and there are a few people here.
You gotta have, I mean, there's tens of thousands.
The permit goes up the more people.
Okay, no, yeah. Well,
Yeah, there's 10 people here.
10, that's just your closest friends.
Yeah.
I mean, the vibe is great.
Isn't it?
No, it's totally cool.
Yeah.
People, you know, put this on their calendar. They come back to it year after year.
Yes.
And it's just a one-day show.
One day. We load 800 cars in 2 hours. We let car clubs come in the side streets and park in their own designated spot. We found out that we've formed more car clubs due to this show.
Sure.
And
Well,
people come back and they just go, this is fun.
It's my kind of show. You pull some really weird stuff here. I've seen more minis than I have seen at British car shows.
45.
Here. I've seen stuff of all makes and marks, stuff I didn't even know existed. There's like a dozen Soviet Union cars.
Yep, very diverse.
Well, speaking of very diverse, there's a Diamond T over there I think it's pretty cool. Let's go check that out.
Let's go check
All right,
that
man. Wow, this is really cool. 64 Pontiac Bonneville. You don't see these very often. I see other years, but the 64, there aren't that many of them.
You don't see them very often, I'll tell you that one.
I mean, it's stock, kind of, but not. It's a mild resto mod.
Right.
Basically, where'd the car come from? Are you a big Pontiac guy?
No, it's actually my wife's dad's car.
Oh.
She wanted me to restore it and said, hey, okay, it's a good job. Let's go do it.
Did you do the body work yourself?
Did everything on this car myself. Everything was off the car, down to raw metal. Painted it myself for the first time. Put it all back together.
This is a first time restoration?
First time.
Well, you do nice work, man.
Thanks.
I mean, I love the Pontiac beak, but these three chrome stripes on either side that go in really kind of draw you into that grille.
Makes it look like a badass car.
It looks like a badass car. And you know, in general, this thing, the colors I think you picked are just awesome, and especially the roof. I mean, the sort of the fake convertible top with the crease and the crease. It just really sets this car off. But you did a great job on the interior.
Thank you.
And these aren't the original seat frames?
No, these are out of a 1998 Eldorado, and the rear seats are stock.
And then you shaved the handles, cleaned it up just a little bit. That's about the only body mod you did, isn't it?
The fenders actually got pulled out a little bit too for the white tires.
Okay. And then back to the 64 taillights, you know, still long and kind of aero-esque. You'd fired it up earlier, and she sounds pretty healthy. Sounds like you got Flowmasters on it. And this would have had a 389, but you have changed that, right?
Right, it's a 400 Trans Am motor put into with the TH350.
So you've transplanted the power plant from another machine? Let's go look at it.
All right.
Oh, that's nice. Polished up real well. So what am I looking at?
It's a 400 Trans Am motor with the Edelbrock manifold on it.
Man, it looks like a full 2-inch exhaust. I mean, it really rumbled.
2.5 inch.
2.5.
2.5. Sounds better than 2.
You weren't goofing around, right?
No.
So how long did it take you to do it?
About 3 years.
Well, it shows pretty nice.
It does. When the sun comes out, it really
it's
brightens
pretty.
up.
So 1964 Pontiac Bonneville mild resto mod from your father-in-law.
Yes.
I love it.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Al. That's a great car, man.
Thanks.
So Jim, we meet again.
Yes,
Or we meet at
Dennis.
last almost. don't
Yeah,
we?
4 years ago.
So 4 years, 4 or 5 years ago, Snohomish.
That's right.
We're shooting another, great Pacific Northwest show. I see this gorgeous truck. And I went, oh man, I love this thing. And I spent all day trying to find you. And I finally, as we're all wrapped and we're leaving town, you come walking up to the truck.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
I would have done the truck.
I know, I'm ready.
Too late.
Yeah.
But then I come here today, the truck's here again.
Yeah.
This is a 1960 Dodge D100, right?
Right.
This is the most beautiful Dodge truck I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you.
The way the
like
headlights are,
scalloped headlights,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean that's Virgil Exner.
It is.
It's,
It is very-
it's like I can't believe it.
Yeah,
And there's
it's very-
so much chrome on this.
A lot of chrome, a lot of stainless. The grill is aluminum, polished
it?
aluminum. Yeah.
Oh, geez. And what a great color combo. What is it?
Thank you. Arctic blue, factory color Arctic
Yeah.
blue, and they call the sand dune white.
It's just gorgeous. And this is is all chrome, and that was the hood ornament for
Yeah,
it, right?
they called it a dolphin fin. They're kind of rare too.
Is this an add-on?
No, that's the factory Model 700 roof-mounted radio.
The Model 700
Yeah.
roof-mounted radio.
They're pretty rare.
That can't be the original 60s fabric, is it?
That's the original fabric that came in the truck.
Push-button trans?
Push-button automatic. The load flight.
Which is?
It's the truck version of
the torque light.
of the torque light cast iron.
And there's your radio.
Yeah, that works great.
It's a long bed too, right?
It is. They call it the swept line. So you might recall the swept sides
Sure, the
with
old
the fins.
with the fins. Slightly flared in the fender, just a
Yeah.
little bit. Your wide whites look great on it. This is smart.
Yep.
Otherwise,
the
bang, bang,
chains
bang,
would
bang.
be destroying the paint on it.
And even a chrome bumper.
Yep, the factory chrome bumper. They're pretty rare as well.
So this would have been what, a 318 or something?
Poly 318.
Let's go look at it.
All right.
Well, it's just kind of buried down there, isn't it?
It is buried.
Boy, that's down in there. So the poly, that's that poly head.
Yeah, it's a polyspherical combustion chamber, nicknamed the semi-hemi.
Semi-hemi.
Yeah. The original 318 that it came with, and factory power brakes, which is really rare. Kind of a weird place to mount the
It is a
booster.
very strange place. It doesn't have power steering.
It does have power steering.
It has power steering.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. Well, it took a while to track you and your truck down, but it was absolutely worth it. This is gorgeous. A 1960 Dodge D100.
Right.
That is one of the prettiest trucks I've ever seen, and it's really different.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, it's an oddball, and my wife says I'm an oddball, so it's been a good match for us.
And I respect that. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Dennis.
Beautiful. Lance, man, great to see you.
Nice to be here.
And with your Avanti, 63 Studebaker Avanti.
Yep.
This is the real deal.
The real deal.
So, only 2 years, right? 63 and 4, that they
63
were
and
really,
64.
really Studebaker.
Yes. I've always been a Studebaker guy
Yeah, me
and
too.
always been an Avanti guy. Back
me
in
too.
1962, when the 63 Avanti first came out, I rode my bicycle to Temple Motors in Tacoma, Washington to see the new Studebaker Avanti, and I was really taken with it.
This is such an interesting car in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a fiberglass car. You know, the front end with basically no grill, the snub nose, and then the asymmetry of the hood. Does that serve a purpose, or is it just design?
It's just design. There's nothing under there that needs that space. It's just Raymond Loewy, the chief designer, the guy behind the car, just decided he wanted something different.
This is Avanti red, isn't it?
Yeah, they weren't very imaginative in the color. They call it Avanti Red.
And were these the mirrors that came with this? Because they're really.
They wanted a European feel to these, so they had that design. They put them forward.
Was it always Avanti red, or?
According to the numbers, it used to be white.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, therefore, because I've never seen red one with this red interior.
Yeah, this is a stock color on the interior. I've
Which is
seen
almost
other-
identical to
It
the
is,
outside
yeah.
color.
Very pretty, I think.
The wraparound dash, you know, I had a 63 Hawk, GT Hawk, that had a similar wraparound,
Yes.
but this is way cooler. And it is just so European.
Yeah.
This is actually, is this not a roll bar?
It is a roll bar, yeah. This
real
is
deal.
built in, and a real safety device. There are real roll bars in there. It's not just a decorative sort of look.
And this almost looks like a Jensen Healy
Very
type
similar,
window.
very
But
similar.
it's specific to Avanti.
Specific to Avanti.
Tacoma Steeds,
Steeds
that's your
Car
old club,
Club.
right?
It is. I
From
was
back
one
in-
of the original members of that. Started in
19
1962.
Gee, you don't look that old, man.
Right. Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Now this, of course, for these 2 years, this was powered by the
289.
Studebaker 289. Let's go look at it.
Okay.
Wow. So you drive this one?
Yep.
That's great.
Yeah.
And this compared to my GT Hawk, boy, this is crammed in there much tighter.
Yeah.
I have a lot more space.
Yeah.
So how does it drive? How do one of these drive?
Very nice.
Really?
Every time I get in this car, I feel like I'm driving a car that's 10 years old rather than a
Really?
63. Yeah.
Really? Wow, man. Well,
Yeah,
I'm digging
yeah,
this. Your
yeah.
63
Thank you
Avanti
very
red
much.
Studebaker Avanti.
Thank you.
Lance, thanks so
Thank
much,
you, Dennis.
man.
It's an honor. Thank you very much.
Well, Jack, this is there's some micro cars here. This isn't officially a micro car, but it's pretty little.
No, it's little.
It's a 71 Honda, what, AZ600?
AZ600. It was the first import from Japan where Honda was moving from the Honda 50 motorcycle to automobiles.
Well, it's interesting. I was in college back then, and there was a guy that had one of these, and it was just, I mean, we were all driving, big 60s muscle cars and stuff like that. And this thing, first of all, nobody ever seen a Honda car.
Right.
It looks like a roller skate.
It does.
It really looks like a roller skate. Have you re-chromed it or anything?
I haven't done anything. Just
have
had
reshot it,
had to
right?
reshoot the paint.
But it's actually quite a front end bumper here. A
Yeah,
cow
it's
catcher
the
there.
real stuff.
Yeah.
They kind of.
But no, it's there's no trim rings around the late.
Nope.
It's pretty.
That's
It's
just
pretty
the way
basic.
it came out.
Yeah.
This
So-
is the original interior throughout, and
Can't believe it. Gauging looks great too.
Gauging is terrific. As I said, I've got my son 6'6", and he'll have his basketball buddies, and we can pile everybody in this thing.
It does have
and
headroom.
there's plenty of room.
Now that overhead console, that's
Yeah,
stock?
that's cool, isn't it?
That's how she came?
That's how it
Oh,
comes.
really? And that's the 4-speed on the dash
That's
there,
the
right?
4-speed on the dash.
Kind of hangs down a little bit, right?
H-pad. It's really ideal. For
It
one thing,
is.
you don't have the big hump.
I love the rear window. It's,
Yeah.
This looks like it's been redone. It hasn't.
No,
You just
this is
cleaned it
all
up?
just cleaned it up, And this thing, I guess you could argue that maybe this is one of the first, station wagons and SUVs, because this thing will totally lay down and be flat for you.
Yeah, there's more room in this thing than you would expect.
It is surprisingly roomy.
Well, let's go see the power plant in this mighty
Okay.
AZ600.
We'll do it. Okay.
What? That is a little hood, and it's a little engine.
It's a little hood and it's a little engine.
So it's a parallel twin, air cooled.
Yep, it's air cooled, so you don't have any water on it, and it's a 2-cylinder.
600 cc.
600 cc's.
Tiny little carburetor.
Tiny little carburetor on the thing.
Is this the air cleaner, I guess?
And that's the air cleaner and cooling. So you get cool air and heat air, vented air going through it. And this is all absolutely everything original in here. Just only been kind of recently had it steam cleaned.
71 Honda AZ600.
Original.
Really cute.
I'm
Thanks,
glad
man.
you like it.
I love
I like it
I
too.
love it. Well, Mike, I'm a big Lincoln fan, and I had a 56 Lincoln Premier, which I just think was a beautiful car. You actually see more of those than you see of the 57.
Yes, the 57s were not popular. They were not real popular when they were new in 57. The Cadillac was considered a better car. Cadillac was always Lincoln's nemesis.
It was,
They
indeed.
outsold Lincoln almost always. So this wasn't a whole real popular car when it was new. So a lot of them, they just went to the crusher.
Yeah, the 57 is really rare. And this is an interesting color, too. What did they call this?
This is Aztec Gold, Star Mist White.
Star Mist White, yes.
In 57, you had to be two-tone. 3 was even better. Chrome. You wanted as much chrome as possible.
They also, in 57, they stacked the headlights.
Yeah,
56, they were side by side. This 3-tone interior was original, right?
Yeah, this is original. This is an original numbers matching car. This came out of the Central Valley in California, no rust.
And what a huge dash, too.
Yep.
I mean, it's just long.
First year padded dash. Their safety is coming in.
This is the Batmobile fin here. This was the controversial fin.
Right. The idea is the fin, of course, comes from the 48 Cadillac. They're copying the P-38 Fighter.
And this is a big fin.
This is the biggest fin ever to come out of the Ford Motor Company right here, huge. Same ones on the TV show, the Batmobile. That was a concept car out of Ford. And this is the same fin off that car.
Now in 56, my exhaust comes out here, but that's blocked off now.
And that caused a condensation.
It rusted a lot.
So that was an idea which turned out to be not a great idea.
Now this still had the 368 though, right?
Yep.
Let's
it's
go
got
look at that.
This is the last year.
Oh yeah.
So that's the big Y block. You're familiar with the Ford small block. This 52, this is a world winner. They go to Mexico, they win the Pan Am road races.
This thing's also hauling 4,600 pounds. This is a heavy car.
Yeah.
First year for the paper air cleaner?
First year for the paper air cleaner.
She looks really pretty. Does it just float down the road?
It does.
57 Lincoln Premier in Aztec Gold and Star Mist White. Thanks for bringing it out, Mike.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
thank you.
All right. I think I got it.
What do you think? You think I got it?
I think so.
I think it's awesome. So like the Greenwood Car Show, this is totally awesome. Have you ever seen so many people? Greenwood, Washington. Check it out.